And the Uchaguzi platform are calling on President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga to embrace dialogue before the country plunges into what they term as a deep ditch. In a joint presser in Nairobi, the more than 5 organizations called for an immediate revival of the bipartisan talks, emphasizing the importance of involving other stakeholders beyond just the 2 political factions. Mike Kagwongo reports.
Against the backdrop of back-to-back street protests against the high cost of living called by the opposition, members of the civil society organizations have now asked President William Ruto and his biggest critic, Azimio la Umoja leader Raila Odinga, to embrace dialogue in a bid to save the country's economy that might be affected by the protests.
We therefore urge that sober discussions and meaningful engagements in this regard be expedited and the consensus arrived at to move this process ahead.
We call for an immediate revival of the bipartisan talks and emphasize the importance of making it a multi-sectoral representation.
Following alleged police brutality in dealing with protesters, the organizations urge the police service to expedite its roles in accordance with the law.
Safeguarding human rights is not only a legal obligation, but also a moral imperative that ensures the dignity and the well-being of every citizen.
The organizations also noted with concern the political situation in the country that has unfolded in the recent past, blaming what they call as a winner-takes-all electoral culture for the violence and large numbers of electoral disputes.
It calls on the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights to also conduct very comprehensive and independent and objective investigation on especially the allegations of not just the violation of these rights, but also to look at whether there have been torture being committed at the hands of the authorities.
The organizations called upon members of the public who are exercising their constitutional right to demonstrate to do so peacefully and within the confines of the law. More than 15 deaths have so far been reported since Azimio la Umoja called on anti-government protests, with 300 arrests. The opposition has since called for more protests beginning on Wednesday this week. Mike Kagwongo, TV 47, Nairobi.